Well, on this video, I'm gonna share with you 7 secrets that you shouldn't share with anybody, or should I say 7 things that you're not supposed to share with anybody. By the way, by the end of this video, you're gonna learn one thing. There is a power in remaining silent, keeping some of the things towards yourself. This is Good Joseph. In case you're watching me for the first time, I major on finances, investments, businesses, anything related to money, okay? And by the way, I usually upload this kind of videos each and every day. So you have all the reasons to go ahead and subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new good video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your eyeballs. Make sure that you like the video, leave a comment on the comment section. Let's go to the business now. Here we are. Now, when it comes to the 7 secrets that you aren't supposed to share with anybody, the first one is how much you make. Or should I say, how much you earn. Are we together? This can be either your salary, or if you're running a business, you don't tell people I'm making a profit of $1 million a month, I'm making 300,000, I'm making 400, I'm making... Don't. You aren't supposed to share this information. It is very vital, crucial, and very personal and confidential on top of... I know. I know deep inside of yourself you'd love to share this. I know probably you came from a poor background and you have these financial traumas and you would like to let your enemies know that you are winning, Let them know that indeed God has blessed you, money is coming in. I know we as a human beings, we have that kind of a behavior. We would love to share and we would love to prove a point to people that indeed we are winning, that indeed we are not whom they thought that we're gonna be. But let me tell you one thing, it is far much better not sharing than even sharing. Let me tell you one secret. Sometimes what I tell people is that you don't need to strain a struggle to share. The success will just tell. There are 2 things that you can never hide. You never hide success, you never hide pregnancy. Those things, even if you work in silence, we'll just tell you did something. That's why you have... You get what I'm saying? See, the point here is you aren't supposed to share that information. Are we together? So remain shut. And I always tell people the only 2 people you are supposed to share, or the only 2 entities that you're supposed to share the much you make, one, share to God, the creator of heaven and earth. Go to your private room and tell God, thank you very much for this amount of money that I'm making this. And the second person is your financial advisor. When you are seeking a professional guidance as far as the investments are concerned, how to manage that money, where and how to invest. Are we together? The point number 2, or the secret number 2, or the thing number 2 that you're not supposed to share, it is your financial status. Your financial status. What does that mean? Your financial status simply means the much you have. There are people, when you hit a milestone, for example, you've made your first million, you're like, oh my goodness, I've made my first million. I have 30 million, I have 50, I have whatever. You aren't supposed to share this information because you never know whom you're sharing to. You can even attract what we call, even, for example, you attract jealousy. You can even attract thievery. You can attract people who are not meant good for you or something like that. Or you can even share some of this information to your family members. You are now turning yourself to an emergency fund, immediately. Now they'll be like, oh my goodness, you mean you have like that amount of money? And here we are, yesterday I didn't even eat what I wanted to eat. You have that amount of money and my son, is struggling with school fees, and you have that amount of money. So, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with helping. You are supposed to help if you have the ability and the willpower to do so. But at the same time, the moment you overshare this information can actually result to problems. So what you're supposed to do is that you hold still, don't share how much you have, unless you are sharing this information with somebody whom is a financial advisor or something like that, or whichever the entity. At least you're looking for a financial, sort of a consultation or something like that. So don't just share with anybody out there. I've seen people struggling after sharing this information. Then you get yourself into problems. So don't share this information. It is very private, it's very confidential on your financial status or where you stand, for an obvious reason that I've already discussed. Are we together? All right, now we go to the reason number 3. I have to confirm at all the time so that at least we may be able to get something out there. The next one you're not supposed to share is your next move. Don't share your next move. Your next move. your next move. You aren't supposed to share your next move. There are these people who love to say, hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to buying 1, 2, 3. I would like to do this. I'm moving forward. I want to start a business. I want to quit my job because I want to start a business, or I've already. Don't share all those things. By the way, it has been proven scientifically. The moment you share something that you've not already done, it usually gives you like sort of sense of already accomplished that thing. Then the morale goes down and something like that. I love to share. Okay, again, I don't see any essence of sharing unless they know. But if you have to share, if you are necessitated to share, then share once that thing has already been accomplished. Okay, once you do the thing, once you have accomplished it, then you can be able to share it. But don't share your next move. You know why? For obvious reasons. You might actually share with somebody who might actually deter you from achieving that particular thing. So you weren't supposed to do that. Another thing, that is point number 4 now, don't share your next big purchase. Your next big purchase. There are these people who you find them saying, hey, I would like to buy a land, I would like to buy a house. Unless you're seeking for professional guidance, at the end of the day, somebody who is very neutral, who is not even your family member, who is not, you get what I'm saying? So you're not supposed to share this information. Keep them private and enclosed to yourself. So you weren't supposed to share this next move, this big next purchase. You tell people that I would love to buy a home. I'm tired with renting. I would like to do this. I would like to import this kind of a car. I love it. Da, 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 da. Sometimes it's good to, but there is if you're smart, and I believe you are, that's why I follow Good Joseph. See, now, if you have to share, there are people who share to get a guidance. There is a way you can offer that information, but don't make them that is your next. For example, let's say you would like to buy a certain car, and you've seen somebody with that car, for instance, or you've seen somebody who doesn't have that car, but they have the information. Okay, maybe probably is a mechanic or something like that. See, when you share that, will be like, what is your view on the car? Like, don't say, hey, I would like to buy that car, so what is your view? So they might actually share with you information. Okay, sometimes they may even mean good to you, and in the process be like, yeah, go ahead and buy it. In the process of, you don't even get the correct information, but be like, hey, what is your view on 1, 2, 3? Then they tell you a very neutral information. Then you can be able to pick the points. Again, you can share the information about something to somebody. Maybe it's a friend or relative. You tell them, hey, what is your view on something? Or I would like to buy something. Then they tell you why that thing is not good. And then in the process, just because of jealous, you end up missing a very good opportunity. So you weren't supposed to share that next big purchase. Are you together? Now, let's go to the next one. Now, the next one, which is the point number 5, is you aren't supposed to share your good deeds. Or should I say helping? This one is a bit heavy. Your good deeds. Hang on, just hang on. I will explain what I mean by this helping. There are these people, when they are helping, they turn on their camera. Hey, check that photo. I'm giving this guy, I found him homeless. I'm giving him this 3,000. I'm doing this, Don't do that. Actually, my Bible tells me that the good religion that God loves is when you help people and don't let the world know that you're helping. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. See, you help, behind the camera. Don't even explain. Don't even tell people I'm helping unless you are teaching them the principle of giving. Don't tell them, I give all the time. It's you people, you cannot even see it, but I give a lot. Like yesterday, I gave a lot, and don't do that unless maybe you like, what, it's good to share. I see when you share, unless you're teaching them or educating them about what we call the principle of giving and all those kind of things. So you see a lot of people parading, helping, and like, unless they maybe are making content, and people are not so smart when they don't see this. Listen, one thing. Do you know what is a help? A help is when you give something to somebody where you are not expecting a return. That is the help. But when, let's say me and you, we are equals, and then I help you with something. Let's say we take alcohol or we drink, and then I buy you alcohol. You see, I'm buying on the sense of, hey, I'm buying today, and I'm expecting you to reciprocate that. But when you give somebody who is totally, you're not even expecting anything, somebody on the street, somebody who is helped, you just give them, and you forget. You're not expecting any return or favor from that guy, because where he is or she is at that particular point, there is no any return you expect. Now that is what we call a sincere help. I don't mean that those people with muscles shouldn't be helped. They should be helped, but the reality is, and again, those are two qualifications. One, you help somebody where you're not expecting a return. Two, you help somebody and don't let anybody know apart from you, who is the giver and the receiver. Now that is a sincere help. If you're a believer, then you are attracting the right blessings as far as that good deeds is concerned. Are we together? Unless maybe you're doing that for the glory of God. Sometimes I always tell people, don't share some big blessings. Actually, that's another point. Don't share, don't share. That's point number big blessings, big blessings. You find people, going to church or whatever the place that you go, and then they're bragging, you know what? I had this small car, now I have a big car, showing people how smart you are and how dumb they are. You have this, you bought this, you did this, you did this. You get what I'm saying? Unless you're going there for the glory of God. Again, if you are a believer, if you are not a believer, I don't even have an advice for you. So the point is, if you share this information, you're doing it for the glory of God. So you don't just share anything anyhowly to anybody at any given moment. So it is good to make sure that you stay put, make sure that you don't just share anything. And the last one, but not the least, is of course, don't share your love life. Just don't. Just don't. You're telling people how you got a very beautiful, wonderful, submissive, great, and good wife, or you are saying you got a very masculine, strong, wonderful, good-looking, TDH, tall, dark, and handsome a husband. Just don't. Some people are suffering with their husbands outside there. Some people are suffering with their wives outside there. They're even wondering, how can I even get out of this marriage? Now, there you are, you're parading how good your wife is or husband is, and you never know. You just keep quiet. I said, if you have a good thing, just go ahead on your bedroom or some private place, close your door and say thank you. That is exactly what you're supposed to do. Not just share anything with anybody at any given time, because in that process, that's where you get problems and you get some of these discouragements and what have you. So guys, please be very careful on those 7 things that I've shared with you. As far as, by the way, I don't think I forgot any point here. Let me see if I forgot any point. Yes, another point here is a discount. Yeah, don't share sensitive family issues. There are some family issues that you aren't supposed to share. Now, what happens is that you are supposed not to share some of the sensitive things as far as your family members are concerned, because it can be taken advantage of. This is good just for all the time. Go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe. And by the way, if you need my services in one way or the other, that happens to be my number. You can shoot me a text on WhatsApp or call. We can pick it up from there and move now. See you there.